right, we call the regular meeting open at 9:55. 9:55, all right, let's go on to the agenda. I move that the agenda be adopted as presented. We've already gone through that, have we not? Well, we have modifications to the agenda. We have something to remove also. So we're going to add item 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, and 4.4, 4.5, and 4.6. I can go through them if you wish. 4.1, temporary delegation of authority for the signature of a contract. 4.2, engineering contract for phase 2 of the Laurier and Alma Street sanitary sewer work. 4.3 deals with the asphalt reclaiming hot box versus asphalt recycler, should I say. 4.4 deals with the heavy equipment operator rental. 4.5 deals with the ditch profiling and culvert replacement program. 4.6, Champlain Road Storm Sewer Replacement Project. 4.8, Roger Bone, development charges. And 4.9, procurement policy. I'd just like to confirm, Mr. Mayor, that it seems that Mrs. Saint-Pierre has added something under item 12. 12.14, procurement policy, and 12.15. Well, in fact, I put down procurement policy under 4.9 and delegations under other items. Others fall under which headings? Well, they're all resolutions or bylaws per se, so they'll just follow one after the other. So 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 0.5, 0.6, and 4.8 have been set down. 4.8 is not subject of a bylaw, so they will become 4.16, 17, 18, and 19 as the agenda stands tonight. Well, that's right, that's right. All right. And the others, 12.14, bylaw 2016-88, deals with the street closings. That also should be added. Yes, that's fine. All right. So it's bylaw Mr. Mayor, I'd like to withdraw from tonight's agenda item 12.3 sub B, the bylaw concerning Voisin Road. I'd ask the administration to come up with fixed rates. 12.3 sub B. That's on page 1, Mr. Mayor. Yes, 12.3B. Consent items. Consent items. I'd ask to be supplied with a fixed rate to determine what the amount of money involved was. So, but it's not contained within the resolution, so I'm asking it to be deferred to the next meeting so that we can have an exact, we can have the figures, the proper figures forwarded to us. We also have another item added onto the consent items before you. So next time, I'm sorry, I'm going to blow my top. Let's calm down. Let's all calm down because we're not here to make life miserable for everyone. I believe that next time around we shouldn't skip from one meeting to another. I just asked everyone if you wish to have two separate meetings or one separate one meeting. If you wish to continue on, we'll continue. I just asked if you wanted to defer items. If you don't want to defer any items, I move that everything that was discussed at the Committee of the Whole be deferred back to the next meeting. I'm asked to vote on something that I can't even read at this point in time. Well, it certainly should be fresh in your memory because we've just come out of the Committee of the Whole meeting. Well, I'm just expressing my thoughts on this. Well, that's fine. I'm just asking if you wish to remove these items. If you don't want any items to be if you wish to add items, then that's fine, as far as I'm concerned. You see, those items, we've already dealt with those items at the Committee of the Whole meeting. If you'll allow this comment here, there are some construction projects that need to be obtain the green light within the next 6 to 8 months. Mr. Councillor Zanta stated that now's the time to get involved into construction during the summertime. You know, we have to function one way or another. When we get to that point, I'll outline to you those issues that we debated at the Committee of the Whole that was held just a few minutes ago. All right. Announcements. There are 3 projects that will be discussed at the Associated Municipality of Ontario. The reconstruction project at Saint-Jacques Street, the Victoria Street reconstruction project in between Saint-Jean and Edwards for an amount of $710,000. The Saint-Jean project is pegged at $2 million, and the improvement of storm water facilities, $5 million project. Just to clarify for Victoria Street, you're talking about the state of the stairs? No, we're just improving the slope of construction, the work to be done on retention wall and the sanitary and storm sewers. If there's, do we think that we'll be able at least to patch up the stairs in that particular vicinity? Yes, of course, that's something that needs to be done. We're talking about a $5,000 to $10,000 expenditure, and that needs to be done now. Well, I've asked last week that the green lights be painted on Laurier Street. I showed Ellen what they looked like on Main Street, and they're in a decrepit state. This should have been debated at the previous meeting, Mr. Mayor. So we'll come out with the price. There's money set aside for the École La Rose project, and I think we should take money from that to at least improve the look of Main Street at present. Now we'll be appearing before the Association of Municipalities of Ontario with 3 projects in hand. Well, that's right. We can add we can also add the Waterloo program to this. That's what I'm getting at. We looks like a municipality that's coming to the table saying that we have all of this to do and we're asking for your help to do so. Do we have an idea as to which project is more important than another? And are we ready to go ahead with all of these projects? Well, Mr. Leno, I'm just trying to understand everything, the scheme of things here. There are 444 municipalities throughout Ontario, Mr. Leno. Everybody is called upon to pile up as many projects as they can. We're just asking for money. We're stepping up to the table and asking for money, with our hat put forward. Well, whenever we put our hat forward, our begging hat forward, we never come back with the same amount of money. There are 2 projects that were green flagged throughout the United Counties of Prescott Russell. What can I say? If we don't continue asking for money, we'll never have anything. The Bear Brook Bridge, well, we obtained money. I believe we obtained $1.2 million, right, Mrs. Collier, for the Bear Brook Bridge project. So that's as a result of our perseverance. We need to set up priorities when we meet the government, when we're asking for requests. We should align ourselves with priorities that are set down. I know it's running late. I'm tired, but I know I'm tired as much as anyone else around this table. We'll have to come up with a strategy. Well, look, what can I say? Let us do what we can, unless someone comes up with a miracle solution to this dilemma. But to continue on with Councillor Lalonde has stated, if we, let's say, adopt one particular plan, there's a 10-year road plan that we've adopted or that we've rejected. We have a 5 or 10-year plan in the works, and we might say, this is a plan that we rely on each and every time we appear before the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. I don't know this is what you're getting at, but at least we might have an idea as to where we're heading. I'm very happy that you're referring to the decrepit state of Victoria Street, because it needs to be worked on, but we should base ourselves on a pre-existing plan. We've been asking for the same thing for the 3 to 4 times. Mr. Cattier, you look like a cat that's just eaten a mouse here. Well, the plan that was presented to you during the Committee of the Whole is based on those factors that reflect what our on those items that reflect what our priorities are within our municipality. That allows us to obtain the maximum amount of grant money to alleviate our financial burden. So if I can obtain $2 million on the $8 million I would need, let's say, for a given project, well, that would certainly help us out. It allows us to save money and to spend much needed money elsewhere. That's why we come up with a 10-year plan. At this point in time, we don't have a 10-year plan. We were asked to rework this plan in the Committee of the Whole meeting, and we'll come up with a revamped 10-year projection. Now, I attended the Association of Municipalities of Ontario last year, Mr. Mayor, and I attended the Good Roads Committee this February, Mr. Mayor, and we went through the same presentation with regards to the Waterloop project, and we'll appear in front of the same deputy ministers and ministers this year. And I'm wondering, I'm adopting their mindset, and I'm wondering whether or not they're wondering, are they prepared? What happened to their water project? Well, look, we're doing the best we can. If you have a miracle solution to this, well, it's not a miracle solution to everything here, Mr. Mayor. But, grant money goes hand in hand with what the government wants to finance, and you go along with that reality. If the government wishes to invest massively in sewer systems, I'm sure that we can obtain money. See, the federal government has not come out with anything yet. The provincial government bases itself on federal government wishes before, pinpointing anything. And there's nothing that is bound to happen from this point on until the end of the summer holidays. I don't have a crystal ball, Councillor Lalonde. We make presentations. We do the best we can in the presentations we make to the authorities involved. I have department heads that work hand in hand with us, that have the necessary data that allow us to fine-tune our presentations. If you have other ideas, please let us know. Mr. Mayor, the Infrastructure Ministry, along with other ministries that make recommendations, already have a list of priorities. The onus is upon us to determine what are the priorities that are identified in the projects that they'll be announcing. Even if both chambers don't sit, employees still work, and programs are administered during the summertime as well as during other times of the year. As I said, we do the best we can with what we have, and this is what we've done up to now. Now, if we can continue on, otherwise we'll be here come breakfast time. Well, at least should have brought my sleeping bag. All right, then. Let's go on now to item 10, consent items. Be it resolved that the following items as identified under consent items appearing on the agenda of the regular meeting of Town Council on the 20th of June 2016 be adopted. 10.1, the adoption of the minutes of the following meetings. A, regular meeting of June 6, 2016, and B, committee of the whole meeting of January 25th of 2016. 10.2, receipt of the minutes of the following meeting. A, planning committee of April the 6th, 2016. 10.3, the following recommendations from committee of the whole. A, resolution for the distribution of discretionary amounts in regards to community activities. 10.4, 4, resolution for the adoption of the salaries paid from April the 24th, 2016 to June the 4th, 2016 in the gross amount of $1,250,030.58 and net amount of $894,984.47. Finally, 10.5, resolution to appoint a new member to the Cultural Advisory Committee. I believe that we've added also item 10.6 and 4.8, Roger Bone, development charges, 1888 Laurier Street. Yes, that's right. It's because of the credit that we allowed for that item. Is there any item that you wish to withdraw? All those in favor then? Carried. Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Lalonde. That's fine. Item 11, Committee and Staff Reports. Accounts paid. Be it resolved that the accounts paid for the period in between the 7th of May to the 9th of June 2016, the amount of $1,255,693.72 be adopted as recommended. Seconded by Councillor Lalonde. Any questions? Just a question here, Mr. Mayor. Well, I have many, but I'm just going to ask one. Page 38 and page 58, the same amounts appear twice, and we're dealing with the same company, $12,367, the engineering firm WSP Canada Inc. that's involved in all of this. $12,367. Both of these amounts are similar. Now, are we talking about two payments that were made to them, or is this a clerical error? Items 38 and items 68, they're similar items. We'll follow up on this and come back to you on that later. With regards to any other queries I might have, I'll go and see you personally, Mr. Kiro. Thank you. Fine. No comment then, so it's going to be a one-on-one meeting. All those in favor? Fine, thank you. Proposed extension of the existing YMCA-YWCA agreement running to December 31st, 2016. Whereas Town Council has mandated the administration of the community services to continue the operational agreement of the Cultural and Recreational Clarence Rockland Complex, and whereas Town Council supports the recommendation of community services to proceed with the revision of the operational agreement involving YMCA and YWCA to include administrative fees, and whereas negotiations shall not be completed prior to the end of prior to the deadline set down to the 31st of July 2016, be it resolved that Town Council accepts to extend the existing contract until December 31st, 2016 to allow the city and the YMCA to negotiate a further agreement. Seconded by Councillor Simard. Any questions? All those in favor? Carried then. Thank you. Bylaws now. Are there any bylaws that you wish to withdraw from this list of bylaws that we'll be adopting tonight? Well, I had 3 to withdraw, but now that we previously entered into discussions as to those, I won't withdraw any. Be it resolved that the following bylaws be adopted. 12.1, 2016-65, to authorize the signature of an agreement with XL Contracting Incorporated for the interlocking stone repairs. 12.2, 2016-68, to amend zoning bylaw 2016-10 for the 1111-1161 Connell Street property. 12.3, 2016-69, to amend zoning bylaw 2016-10 for 678 Laurier Street, bylaw 2016-70. To amend the official plan with regard to the 1111-1161 Carlin Street property. Item 12.1, bylaw 2016-71, to authorize signature of an agreement with HSP Engineering and Environmental Services for the landfill site entrance reconfiguration. Item 12.6, bylaw 2016-72, to authorize the signature of an agreement with JP2G Consultants Incorporated for the landfill facility monitoring services. Bylaw 2016-73, to amend zoning bylaw 2016-10 for the Cartier residence situated at 3722 Cartier Street. Bylaw 2016-74, to authorize the signature of an agreement with PB Paving and Landscaping Limited for the hot mix asphalt patching. Bylaw 2016-75, to authorize the signature of an agreement with Cinex Construction Limited for the application of road surface treatment materials on Bouvier and Duquette roads. Bylaw 2016-81 to confirm the appointment of the chief building official, building inspectors, and property standards officers. Bylaw 2016-82 to authorize the signature of an agreement with Norma Excavation Incorporated for the Marquette, Vaudreuil, and LaSalle Street Drainage Improvement Project. Bylaw 2016-83 to dedicate public a portion of Patricia Street. Bylaw 2016-89 to authorize the Director of Community Services to sign some capital project agreements. I think there are some others. Yes. A temporary delegation of authority to the Director of Infrastructure and Planning for the signature of contracts. Also, engineering contract for Phase 2 of the Laurier and Alma Streets sanitary sewer. Also, asphalt reclaiming hotbox versus asphalt recycler. Also, heavy equipment operator rental. Item 4.5, ditch profiling and culvert replacement program. 4.6, Champlain Road Storm Sewer Replacement Project. And item 4.9, procurement policy. Seconded by Councillor Levert. Any questions? All those in favor? Fine. Thank you. All right then. Confirmatory bylaw. Be it resolved that the Town Council of the City of Clarence and Rockland adopt bylaw 2016-88, being a confirmatory bylaw for the regular meeting of Town Council held on the 20th of June 2016, seconded by Councillor Lalonde. All those in favor? One comment before we complete. I hope we won't go through a mix-up similar to the one we've gone through tonight. I think that Town Council members were slightly stressed tonight, and it's not necessary. I think that next time we'll go with the Council's wishes that everything will be deferred to the next meeting, that we won't play games in between the committee of the whole meetings and the regular committee of the regular meeting of Town Council. There won't be any discrepancies. Adjournment at 10:18.